Hello and welcome to my bedtime story. I've chosen a book called The Dog Who Could Dig and it's written by Jonathon Long. I love this book because it's illustrated by a man called Corky Paul, and you can see from the pictures they're just amazing, and I could just spend all day reading the book and looking at the pictures because there's lots and lots to see in them. Okay, if you're sitting comfortably and hopefully ready for bed, I will begin. Here we can see our dog. The Dog Who Could Dig by Jonathon Long. Digger the dog was a bit of a clot. He'd buried his bone and forgotten the spot. He sniffed round the garden in search of his nibble till he sniffed something nice and he started to dribble. "That must be my bone," he said down in the muck. "I knew I would find it with a bit of good luck." And if we look carefully, so he stuck in his paws and he scratched and he dug till he found something hard and he gave it a tug. When he opened his eyes, can you guess what he'd found? It wasn't the bone that he'd left underground. And if we look very carefully, we can see him digging down. Let's see what he found. But a rotten brown shoe with a hole in the toe that someone had dropped a long time ago. "I can't eat that," Digger said with a frown. "My bone must be deeper. I'll dig further down." And off he goes again. So he stuck in his paws and he scratched and he dug till he found something else and he gave it a tug. When he opened his eyes, can you guess what he'd found? It wasn't the bone that he'd left underground. But a coal mining miner, all covered in soot, very surprised to be tugged by the foot. "Sorry," said Digger, "I do beg your pardon. I didn't expect to find you in my garden." The miner was cross. "You bad boy," he hissed, as he grabbed Digger's throat in his big, hairy fist. Look how ragged he's gone. "I can't eat him," Digger said with a frown. "My bone must be deeper. I'll dig further down." So he stuck in his paws and he scratched and he dug till he found something else and he gave it a tug. It was terribly heavy and the dog had to battle, but at last it came out with a shake and a rattle. So look, we've gone down, we've passed the miners, so hopefully now this is where his bone is. Although there does seem to be a little bit of brickwork here. Can you guess what it was, the thing that he found? A tubular train that chuffed underground with 24 carriages all full of faces, driven by a man in bright red braces. "What are you doing? This isn't my station," shouted the driver in great indignation. "Sorry," said Digger, "I do beg your pardon. I didn't expect to find you in my garden." "I can't eat him," Digger said with a frown. "My bone must be deeper. I'll dig further down." So he stuck in his paws and he scratched and he dug till he found something else and he gave it a tug. Look how far down he's gone now. But tugging it out was a terrible strain, more of a strain than the tubular train. And when it was out, can you guess what he'd found? Buried away deep, deep underground. A bone at last, but it wasn't a single. It was joined to some more and they made quite a jingle. There were big bones aplenty and small ones galore, all that was left of an old dinosaur. What a surprise, Digger said with a smile. This pile of snacks will last quite a while. Wait! Just 1 minute, came a voice from aloft. Those bones are rare and not to be scoffed. Scoffed is another word for eating. A smiling professor was over his shoulder with little round specs and a shabby red folder. I'm hungry, said Digger. Those bones are my dinner. If I don't eat them soon, I'll end up much thinner. Look here, said the prof. I'm not being funny. Give me those bones and I'll give you some money. Great, Digger said, showing one of his paws. £2 million and the bones will be yours. The prof scratched her head, saying, and then then paid and drove off with the bones strapped to the car. When she had gone, Digger went to the shops and loaded his trolley with packs of pork chops. He bought burgers and steaks and bangers in strings and hot spicy pies and fried chicken wings. He invited his friends for a beautiful dinner where no one had bones and no one got thinner. And there we can see our dog, all happy in his millionaire lifestyle with a hot tub and a big pile of money. I hope you enjoyed my story. Sleep well and I'll see you at school tomorrow. Night night. Bye.